to get there soon. Build a rocket to the moon.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons to watch Over the Moon.
How in the world can she meet this goddess?
We didn't really have a lot of Asian role models to look up to. So, certainly if I were a kid and I were seeing this movie, I would be completely obsessed with it.
Here right before your eyes, a bright kaleidoscope surprise!
Goldie! For this list, we'll be looking at why this musical adventure is another stellar addition to Netflix's animation library. Since we'll be discussing the plot a bit, here's your spoiler alert. Are you over the moon for, well, let us know in the comments. Number 10, it's Glen Keane's feature directorial debut. Prior to winning an Oscar with Kobe Bryant for Dear Basketball, Glen Keane played a key role in the Disney Renaissance.
As an animator, I've got to try to bring expression into her face and try to make her be as believable and make you believe that there's really a brain thinking in that head.
He served as the supervising animator on Ariel, The Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas, and Tarzan. Keane also designed Rapunzel from Tangled, which he was going to direct until a heart attack got in the way. With Tangled, Keane aspired, quote, to bring the warmth and intuitive feel of hand-drawn to CG. Like Tangled, Over the Moon is in the spirit of Disney masterpieces with a strong heroine, memorable music, and a classic story at its core. At the same time, its characters, humor, and world feel modern, but not in a way that'll eventually feel dated. It definitely has Keane's magic touch. Number 9, the inspiring protagonist. Like Ariel, Feifei is an expressive and passionate protagonist who desperately wants to explore another world.
Could I find a way to get there soon? Build a rocket to the moon.
Of course, there are several things that set Feifei apart. For starters, she's a science whiz who constructs her own rocket.
F is force, of course, and G is always gravity. Power, lift, duration.
Unlike the heroines in some other family movies, Feifei refreshingly isn't shunned for being smart. She's celebrated for being top of her class, although Feifei is something of an outsider due to her belief in Chang'e. Like Rapunzel, Feifei's unique hairstyle also provides a window into her soul. It tells us that she has a brilliant, eccentric mind and has felt lost ever since her mother died. While Feifei is not without teenage angst, she's relatable, likable, and easy to root for. Number 8, it was Audrey Wells' last project. Audrey Wells is a talent that we lost far too soon. Her screenwriting credits ranged from rom-coms like The Truth About Cats and Dogs to family comedies like George of the Jungle.
A close one. Huh?
Ah! Watch out for that tree!
Arguably her best works were her directorial debut Guinevere, which won the Waldo Salt Screenwriting Award at Sundance, and the screenplay for The Hate You Give, which came out the day after Wells died from cancer.
Because you think that his life matters more than the person that you said you were protesting for. That's a problem.
Before passing, Wells was enlisted to write the screenplay for Over the Moon, which received some additional work from Alice Wu and Jennifer Yi McDevitt. Over the Moon is dedicated to Wells's memory. Given the film's themes of loss, perseverance, and making the impossible a reality, it's certainly a worthy tribute to Wells's storytelling gifts.
All the stories that you told me, Mama, make me think of you.
Number 7, it's a great family film. Given the events of 2020, many families have spent their nights at home on the lookout for movies that they can stream together. Like the best offerings from Disney, DreamWorks, and other animation powerhouses, Over the Moon appeals to the whole family.
And how do you know that?
They text.
Don't tease Feifei.
It's just a silly myth.
It's not a silly myth.
Kids can connect with its colorful characters and goofy humor, while their parents will appreciate its artistry and deeper moments. What's more, family is an integral part of Feifei's character arc, as she deals with the loss of her mother and the idea of welcoming new people into her life.
Am I still a dingbat?
Yes, but you're my dingbat.
Few can say that they've constructed a rocket, but a lot of kids in particular can identify with Feifei's family dilemma. It's a movie every family could use right about now.
You know, the Moon Festival is my favorite night of the year. My Nai always told me the circle of a mooncake is the symbol of a family coming together.
Number 6. The diverse voice cast. Over the Moon brings together a spectacular cast of primarily Asian American performers.
Well, I thought we'd try something new in honor of our guest. Feifei, this is Mrs. Zhang.
Hi, Feifei.
A few voices you may recognize, such as John Cho as Feifei's father, Sandra Oh as Mrs. Zhang, and Ken Jeong as the lunar pangolin Gobi. The film also welcomes a couple of newcomers, with Kathy Ang lighting up the screen as Feifei, and Robert G. Chu making an energetic feature debut as her stepbrother Chin.
Oh, by the way, I have a superpower. Can you guess what it is?
Super annoying.
I have 2 superpowers.
Of course, the scene stealer is Philippa Soo as the moon goddess Chang'e. Sue herself is a Broadway goddess, most notably originating the role of Eliza in Hamilton.
I have never been the type to try and grab the spotlight.
With a supporting cast rounded out by Margaret Cho, Kimiko Glenn, and Tony winner Ruthie Ann Miles, it's one giant leap for diversity in film.
And there's tradition in these mooncakes, and we make everyone with care.
Number 5. Its meaningful themes. Writing Over the Moon, Audrey Wells knew that she likely didn't have much time left on Earth. According to Glen Keane, quote, she wrote it really for her daughter and her husband after she would pass away.
Don't you ever get a little, well, lonely?
No, never. Why? Do you?
In addition to Wells's family, the film's themes will speak to anybody who's lost a loved one, especially younger viewers.
Once you lose the person you love the most.
It changes you.
Yeah.
For people like Feifei, mastering space travel sounds easier than saying goodbye. If you stop and look around, though, you're inclined to find others who care about you.
For there's a life that's waiting there for you. If you can let love through.
By letting them in, you can break down barriers that seemed indestructible. Letting go is never easy, but Over the Moon may leave you with a new worldview. Its message will also inspire dreamers to keep reaching for the stars. Number 4. The Chinese culture and mythology.
Roll, press, snap, stuff, roll, press, snap, form the dough around the filling.
Over the Moon is a love letter to Chinese culture, and the filmmakers certainly did their homework. While researching in China, the crew studied architecture, food, and everyday objects to give the film an authentic feel.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
That sizzle.
As good as mine. That's smelling so good.
Feifei's hometown is inspired by Wuchen, China, a scenic town that's distinct for its waterfront houses. The film will make you want to visit China, not to mention the moon. Speaking of which, the moon goddess Chang'e is a Chinese mythological figure. While there are various stories about Chang'e, Over the Moon remains faithful to her star-crossed romance with the archer Hou Yi and her presence on the moon.
I am yours forever.
As seen in the film, people continue to honor Chang'e with mooncakes and by looking up at the moon. Number 3. The feels.
Magic in these memories, forever I hold true. Mooncakes and the memories of you.
Given the film's theme of grief and Audrey Wells' motivation behind writing the screenplay, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Over the Moon requires tissues for viewing.
If you release the past, you'll move ahead and bloom at last. The heart grows.
The movie will have you shedding tears of sadness within the first 10 minutes, but happy crying by the conclusion. While the film's premise is out of this world, the human emotions driving the story could not feel more genuine.
No!
Our love is forever.
Please don't leave me again. Oh, yeah!
The film also isn't afraid to touch on several hard truths, namely the inevitability of death, accepting loss, and moving on. Chances are that many viewers will see themselves in Feifei, which is more than enough to bring a tear to their eye.
The Pain is overwhelming when a loved one dies. But it's time for you to let go and set your heartache free.
By the way, did you notice that the Lunarians are literally born from Changa's tears? Number 2, the infectious music. In the tradition of the Disney classics that launched Glen Keane's career, music drives the narrative in Over the Moon. The film's score was composed by Oscar winner Stephen Price, while the songs were written by Christopher Curtis, Marjorie Duffield, and Helen Park. Traditional Chinese instruments can be heard throughout the film, especially during the Inviting Mooncakes number.
Roll, press, smack, stuff, roll, press, smack. Sift the flour, let the eggs crack.
We're willing to wager that Feifei's I Want song, Rocket to the Moon, will be a major contender come Oscar time.
Oh, how I want to fly away. Chang'e, I am coming to you. Fly away. Papa, I will prove it to you.
And to think, the version heard in the film was performed by Kathy Ang on her first take. Chang'e also brings down the house with the show-stopping Ultra Luminary, which mixes elements of Broadway and K-pop.
'Cause I'm ultra luminary. Welcome to Luminary.
The number even enlisted the talents of choreographer Kyle Hanagami. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The cute creatures. We see a Bungie the Bunny doll in our future. Chang'e's style. This goddess's wardrobe was designed by fashion designer Guo Pei. A thrilling adventure to another world. Because who doesn't want to escape to space right about now?
Here right before your eyes, a bright kaleidoscope surprise!
Go, Bee!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, the Out of This World animation. Being a Glen Keane production, it's no wonder Over the Moon is a visual marvel. The film was additionally produced by Pearl Studio, which worked on DreamWorks' Abominable, and Sony Pictures Imageworks, which gave us the Oscar-winning Into the Spider-Verse.
That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
What's up, danger?
While primarily CG, Over the Moon also makes effective use of hand-drawn techniques in certain areas, bringing together the best of both worlds. The eye-popping world of Lunaria drew inspiration from Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, as well as Spanish painter Joan Miró. Every figure simply illuminates the screen, showcasing one of the most vibrant color schemes we've ever seen. Along with Klaus and the Willoughbys, Over the Moon solidifies Netflix Animation's powerful presence in the industry.
I wish it had given you everything you wanted.
It did. The real gift was you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.